All right, welcome to my channel, everyone. I'm going to be reviewing the Eero Pro and the Eero Beacon. If you've been on my channel before, you've probably noticed that the setup is a little bit different. I started to do a little bit of tinkering with my setup, and I now have some quote-unquote studio lights. It's the cheapest setup you'll probably ever see, but I can talk about that in a different video. This video is about the Eero Pro and the Eero Beacon Wi-Fi system. So ultimately, with my tech reviews, I'm going to let you know if you gotta have it or not, and my personal experience with it. I've had this system for about a year now, and I've had almost no problems with it. But let's get into the specifications of each product. Oh wow, my light's actually dim. All right, so now talking about the differences between these two devices, I'm going to be talking about the Eero Pro first because it's the big boy. So the Eero Pro specifically it's a tri-band Wi-Fi system. So it has 2.4 gigahertz range, 5.2 gigahertz range, and then a 5.8 gigahertz range. It also has 2 gigabit Ethernet ports, as you can see, and it is powered by USB-C, which I cannot find. Oh, it's right here. Here's the USB-C. This is the reset button. You guys probably can't see that. But that is the Eero Pro. So the Eero Beacon has a light, an LED light on the bottom, which can be used as a night light. It also has no ports, unfortunately, but it does have Wi-Fi capabilities of 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz because it's a dual band. So it does have Wi-Fi 5 enabled within this device. So now I'm going to be moving on into the app of Eero. Most of the configurations that you do in monitoring it is going to be through the app. So as you guys can see, you probably can't, but I'm recording with my iPhone 10 right now. It was found out in one of my previous videos that yes, I am in fact jailbroken, but now that that's out the way, I'm going to open up the Eero app. So now, as you can see, this is the interface of what you'll see inside the Eero app. If you click down on the arrow right there, it will take you to the arrows that it has provided on your system. I recently just plugged in my beacon, so that's why it was showing offline, but now it's online. So one of the nice features of the Eero is that you can make profiles. So I can click on my smart devices and then I can pause them all if I don't want them to be sucking up the internet, which I want them to do all the time. But this is probably best used for people. So let's say, for instance, if you have kids, you can make profiles for each one of them. And if it's time for them to go to sleep, I don't have any kids, so this is the only thing I can think of. You can just pause for the night and they won't be able to access the internet anymore. So another cool thing is you can actually click on each individual device and drill down more of what is being done. So we'll just click on phone stabilizer, which is one of my phones. As you can see, it is telling me the connection details, which is it's right now connected to 5 gigahertz. It's connected to my main Eero Pro system in the living room. It tells me the manufacturer, my host name, IP address, MAC address, and I can actually block it from the network if I wanted to. So now, in order to get devices back from blocked, I will just unblock it down there. And thank you, Christian Liu. You're probably going to be in the video. So there is one thing that I skipped over. So I'll go down to my other iPhone, which is F Society 0 Day Avi. If you watch Mr. Robot, you would know that reference. It's just one of the episodes. So if I click on that, it will actually show me this is the phone right here. Red dragon skin, marble, D-brand skin on the back. You can actually see the current activity that is being done on the device, which is showing right now I'm using about 7 down, 10 down right now on that device specifically. So going back to activity, what Eero does, it will actually periodically do a speed test on your device. So I can check and run a speed test right now. So the last one was yesterday around 10 p.m. I believe it does one every single day. And the speeds that I'm looking for should be around 100. I have 100 provided by Verizon Files. So as you can see right now, my download that I'm getting directly into the Eero Pro is 96 megabytes down, and then upload is 122. All right, now going back to the top of the home screen, if you click on the down arrow again, if you click on your specific Eero device, it will tell you what devices are actually connected and how it is connected. So right now, as you can see, it's connected through wired Ethernet, and these are all the devices that are connected to the Eero Pro. You can select the location of where it is. You can have the LED light, which it can be used for troubleshooting. There are software updates. Oh, there's actually one right now. So I'll go ahead and install this. You can notify me when you're done. If you go into the advanced settings, it'll just give you more information about the Eero device. And right now, conveniently, you can see that it's updating my devices, but we'll continue through. So if you go into activity, you'll see it'll show you the download speeds. If you have other Amazon devices, you can do a simple setup. Eero Secure is like a subscription service that you can buy with Eero to get additional security features with your Eero Wi-Fi system. And going on into settings, a cool thing that I like about Eero is that you can have emojis in your Wi-Fi name. So mine is taking off in its airplane to the stars. My phone crashed. This is one of the biggest downsides of a jailbreak, unfortunately. Okay, so now that we're back, I'll actually show you. So as you can see in my Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi name is what I have in Eero, which is really nice. So now moving back into settings, if you go into guest access, you can actually make a guest access Wi-Fi system for people who come over. I just let people use my main Wi-Fi. I trust the people that come in. I won't actually go into the main network because it'll actually show my password, and I don't want you guys to try and see my password, but it's 60. Actually, I'm not going to be saying anything else, but you can actually share it with a QR code. So I'll actually enable the guest Wi-Fi system. And if you hit share QR code, you can actually scan the QR code, and that person will automatically connect to your Eero. Will automatically connect to your Wi-Fi system, which I think is really, really cool and easy because most smartphones nowadays have QR codes, or QR scanners, I should say. So updating this was probably a mistake because to get into the advanced settings of my Eero Pro, I have to wait for the update to finish. So I'm just going to be waiting on that. Curiously enough, let me see what the update actually is. Okay, so it's just system stability improvements. And another thing I can go on to while this system is updating is that Eero actually releases updates, I would say at least once every 2 months. You can go all the way back to when they first started, so 2016, and they've just been improving it ever since. I think it's really nice to have. I'm connected back to Wi-Fi, so maybe the system is backing up and running. It's showing that I need to check my arrows, but my guess is that it's perfectly fine. I have a white light, so everything should be okay. So now I just got the notification that my network system is updated and it's backing up and running. Not sure why it's still showing red, but now now we're back. So if I now go back into the settings and click advanced, I can get into more of the technical aspects of what I can do with the Eero system. So my internet connection, I just have it set to my default. My DNS set to default. My NAT set to automatic, but you can do a manual IP or bridge it. You can also do port forwarding, but I don't have no use of port forwarding right now. UPnP, you can have that enabled. I would highly suggest you just leave that enabled. Thread is just for like smart home devices. None of my smart home devices have that QR code that I can scan. Eero Labs is just some of the advanced features that Eero has specifically for their device. So there is band steering that I have enabled, local DNS caching, which I have disabled, and then smart queue management. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Eero app. And now we will go back to full screen. So my experience with Eero has been really good, actually. I haven't had any problems with the Eero system. Like I said, I don't have a huge, gigantic house that's 3,500 square feet, so I can't really go into like the corner of my house and test. Like I said, I'm only in a 700 square foot apartment. Other than that, like I've always been connected to Wi-Fi the entire time. There is one downside to Eero that I have seen, and I've complained to the customer service multiple times, is if you have a device, I have one right here actually. This is my robot vacuum. I'm not gonna put this on the table. So that device requires it to be on a 2.4 gigahertz network, and unfortunately with Eero, the devices automatically choose which Wi-Fi that you want to connect to. It doesn't let you connect to specifically 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. So what I personally have to do in that instance is you just have to walk far away enough for your device to drop from 5 gigahertz to 2.4 gigahertz. And then you can do your setup if your device only requires you to have 2.4 gigahertz. So hopefully Eero fixes that in the future. That's probably the only big downside that I've personally had with the device. Eero beacon is actually really cool. Like, I don't sleep with a nightlight on, but if you have kids who are afraid of the dark, or if you're just afraid of the dark in general, no judge. It has a nightlight on it. I'll show that in the video right now. So as you can see now, I'm in my bedroom with the lights on. And if I decide to turn off my bedroom, the Eero has the LED light at the top as well as the night light. And if I were to turn my lights back on, the night light would go away. It's a pretty cool feature, but I like to sleep in the complete dark. What's really nice about the Eero system as well is you can add Eero devices. You can keep on adding Eero devices. I don't know if they have it labeled on the box. They don't, but you can just keep on stacking Eero systems, and they're all compatible and backwards compatible with one another. So that's a really nice feature provided by Eero. Their customer support is, I would say, above average. They're not like blowing me out the water or anything, but they have a form system that's really helpful. This one specifically says it powers a 1 to 2 bedroom household. Another thing I would say, this system is $299 retail, so $300. I got it on Prime Day for about, I don't even know, it was like almost less than half that. And I think Amazon has a deal right now for like $240 right now, which for a mesh Wi-Fi system, that's not that bad, honestly. For everything that you're getting, I would say it's definitely worth it. Check it out, try it out. If you don't like it, you can always return it, but I highly suggest at least giving this Wi-Fi mesh system a try. And yeah, that's it. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, share it with your friends, family, and other people who are trying to decide if they need a Wi-Fi system. Subscribe for more tech and finance videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. 3-0. I don't know why I'm doing that as my outro, but that's what I'm going to leave with. Peace.